Hey y'all, what's going on? It's your girl Queen Motivation, and I am at work again. But I always say that sometimes, whenever a message pops up, you have to be willing and ready to go. Okay, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get this message flowing because somebody else needs it. And I always say when you are experiencing something, right? Whatever you're experiencing, and it's like something that is brought to the forefront for a reason. You gotta get it off. You gotta get it out there. You gotta put it out there because the things that we think we need to keep to ourselves, sometimes it's the things that we need to expose because somebody needs to hear this message or hear a message or something that they can relate to because they're going through it themselves. And now you've opened up a portion of your life, and now they can see how vulnerable you are. They can see how certain things affected you. And then they can also see how you're coping through the things that could have taken you out, or coping through the things that had you stuck at some point, but they're watching you gracefully get through it. Now, in the beginning, it's painful because it's hitting you and it's hurting you and it's crippling you, and you don't know what to do with that pain. You don't know what to do with those emotions. And so you are basically sweeping a lot of things under the rug. You're wearing a mask because you don't want anybody to know that you're damaged, you're broken, you're struggling. So when you watch or see someone else's message, you know you're not the only one, and you know you're going to be okay. So with that being said, I'm going to talk to y'all from the heart because it's so important that I deliver this message from the heart. All my life, I've lived in fear. And the things that I feared were the things that was so self-sabotaging. It was so crippling to my mental. It was so draining to my spirit. It was so tiring, so exhausting. And the fear of being hurt always led me to being hurt. You get so afraid of something before it happens because you're so used to certain things happening. And I'm like, wow, I've been fearing love. I've been fearing happiness, I've been fearing walking away and being free. And I've been sitting on this pain and suffering all my life because I was so afraid to let anybody get close to me, because either I was hurting them or they was hurting me. And a lot of people would never admit to them hurting you. So you have to get over that portion and be like, okay, you're not going to go into the details of what they did to you or what they said to you or how they made you feel or things of that nature. So you have to not focus on that part, because some people are not going to hold themselves accountable for the things they did to you. And some people are never going to acknowledge the pain they caused you. So you have to be okay with that. You have to accept that. You have to be willing to deal with that on your own timing and still be able to focus on your healing process and your healing journey. And a lot of us, we're so angry at people and so angry with ourselves and what we've allowed, that we don't even give ourselves the capacity to grow and nurture ourselves and heal ourselves and love ourselves. So we stay wrapped up in BS. It's easier to stay in pain and not put in the work than to work on the differences in your life, to work on the things that's going to separate you from the broken you to the healed you. Some of us don't want to be healed. We like the broken points. We like being able to have mind control over a lot of people by staying in a dark place. You know, a lot of us be looking at things that we can work on and things that we need to change, and we won't do it. We won't put in the work, because a lot of people can gravitate more to you when you're using your past as a weapon. A lot of people weaponize their past because they know it's going to get them the attention they need. And I'm always walking around just so connected to my past. And I do all these videos about how to heal and how to love. And I'm over here like, yo, I'm jacked up myself. I'm struggling on areas of how to heal. I'm struggling in areas on how to love. But I'm steady giving off this beautiful message to a lot of people. And I believe that the reason why I'm able to, push the messages out about healing is because when I'm talking to y'all, I'm in that. I'm right in it. Like, if I'm telling you to work on self-love, it's because I'm right in the middle of working on self-love. If I'm telling you to heal, it's because I'm right in the middle of healing. If I'm telling you to let go, it's because I'm right in the middle of letting go of something. So I'm able to communicate these videos to you guys because I'm in the middle of what I'm speaking. I'm in the middle of healing. I'm in the middle of loving myself. I'm in the middle of breaking away from bad habits. Like, I'm in the middle of all these things that I'm speaking of. But a lot of the times, after I get the message off and after I, find a connection to healing, I disconnect from it, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to be happy. So I go and plug myself back up into pain and suffering and tears and frustration and things of that nature. And it's like, you got to get to a point where you got to get away from a lot of different things. You got to get away from a lot of different people. And most of all, you got to be willing to put in this work. It is not easy to separate yourself from the past life, the life that you're used to. It's not easy. So when you get to this point where it's like, okay, everything that I'm saying and everything that I'm doing is something that I'm struggling with within. It's a deeper pain. Yes, I've been hurt, but that can't keep being my excuse. Yes, I've done people wrong, but that can't keep being my excuse. Yes, I've experienced lack of love, but that cannot keep being my excuse. I cannot allow the things that I've been through and the things that I've visioned, the things that I've put myself in, all of those things, they can no longer be an excuse. And when you take away the excuses, what else do you have but to put in the work? So this message that I'm telling y'all is to take away the excuses that you've been using for a long time to stay in that place of brokenness, to stay in that place of hurt, to stay in that place of guilt, to stay in that place of anger. Whatever it is, take away those excuses. Because the very people that hurt you, they can't even hurt you no more. You are now the person that's hurting you. These people caused you pain, but now you are the person that's continuing that pain that's being caused. Stop making excuses to stay in this place of miserableness. Stop making excuses to stay in this place of brokenness. Stop making excuses to have an excuse to want to stay sad or want to stay miserable or, want to stay depressed. I'm so tired of myself. I'm tired of being depressed every second of the hour, thinking about some nonsense that can't even do anything to me, or, thinking about a person that can't even touch me anymore, or, focused on how I don't have this, how I don't have that, and not realizing that the reason why I don't have this and I don't have that is because of my poor decisions, my poor habits, my poor thinking. You know, I think about how, oh my gosh, my car broke down and I can't fix it. And it's because I didn't take the initiative to put myself in a more stable financial position to be able to take care of the things I need to take care of. Taking away the excuses. I have to stop making excuses for things that I can change. I have to stop making excuses for things that I designed, okay? I designed a life of frustration and a life of struggle and so many different things because of how I handled the things that happened to me. I gotta take away the excuses. You have to take away the excuses. You cannot keep using your past as a weapon to stay in that ugly, dark, depressed place that you're in. This is your season. This is your time to take away the excuses. This message is for me to tell you guys that we have to rid ourselves of the excuses that we're using to stay where we are. You are where you are because of you, because of your lack of motivation, because of your lack of effort, because you decided to be lazy, because you didn't want to get up and put in the work or do the research. You're looking for a handout. Nobody's giving you a handout, so you have to do it yourself. And since nobody's giving you a handout, you got to work with your own hands. You have to put in the work. A man that don't work, don't eat. That don't just apply to a man. That applies to us humans, okay? We have to put in the work and stop making excuses. The moment you rid yourself of all these excuses, I guarantee you life will be different. You cannot keep being afraid of something because you've never experienced something good in it. No, I've never experienced a healthy, lovely, beautiful relationship, but I can't fear it, and I can't sabotage it, and I can't keep allowing men to get close to me in a broken space, and then all of a sudden want to use that and turn it around and make it seem like they the problem. I'm the problem. I've always been the problem. And the reason why I've always been a problem is because I keep accepting people that's a problem. I know in the beginning if I want to be with that person or I don't. And when I know that I don't, I stay and find ways to complain. Why? That's me making excuses to be miserable, to have something to complain about. So, if I can expose myself because there is something in me that I know that needs to come out, I want you to be able to do the exact same thing. Rid yourself of the excuses. I love you guys.